I learned in one meeting that being indispensable does not always mean being appreciated. After 5 years of sacrificing weekends, missing family dinners, and solving every crisis that kept my company alive, I sat across from my manager expecting the promotion I had worked endlessly to earn. Instead, she barely looked at my application before calmly telling me that my work was adequate, but I was not ready for senior leadership. I smiled politely, thanked her for the feedback, and walked out with a completely different plan. I decided I would stop doing all the invisible work that everyone expected from me without recognition. My name is Rachel Morgan, and for years I had been the person who quietly kept our department running. When I joined the company, everything was a disaster. Important files were missing, clients were leaving, and nobody understood the systems left behind by the previous manager. I stayed late every night rebuilding every process, documenting every workflow, and creating detailed guides so anyone could understand how the department operated. While my manager accepted praise from executives, I remained in the background solving problems before anyone even noticed they existed. The morning after my rejected promotion, I arrived exactly at my scheduled starting time instead of coming early. I completed only the responsibilities listed in my job description and stopped fixing problems that belonged to other departments. Within hours, confusion spread across the office. Coworkers came to my desk expecting me to rescue another crisis, but I simply directed them to the correct teams. By the end of the day, everyone realized how much work I had been doing without anyone recognizing it. The real disaster arrived when our biggest client requested urgent changes to a multi-million-dollar project. My manager rushed to my desk demanding that I fix everything immediately. I calmly explained that every step was already documented in the guides I had written months earlier. She admitted she had never read them. I offered to help after completing my assigned work, but for the first time, I refused to sacrifice my personal life just because management expected it. That evening, I ignored dozens of work calls and spent time baking cookies with my daughter. It was the happiest evening I had enjoyed in years. While my coworkers panicked, I realized how much of my life I had given away for a company that barely noticed my effort. The next morning, the office was in complete chaos. Executives were holding emergency meetings, clients were threatening to leave, and nobody knew how to operate the systems I had built. The regional director invited me into a meeting and immediately offered me the promotion that had been denied only days earlier. I thanked him but explained that another company had already offered me a better leadership position with much higher pay because they recognized my experience without hesitation. When I handed over my resignation letter, the room fell silent. Suddenly, everyone understood my true value. The regional director asked me to meet privately and offered to double my salary, create a brand new executive position reporting directly to him, and give me full authority to redesign company operations. It was everything I had wanted, yet I still hesitated because respect meant more than money. After spending the weekend thinking with my family, I accepted the offer on 2 conditions. First, I wanted complete authority to build my own team. Second, I refused to let my former manager lose her job because I wanted progress, not revenge. The director accepted both conditions. The announcement shocked the entire company. Coworkers who had ignored me suddenly treated me like a leader. My former manager later admitted she had blocked my promotion because she depended too much on my work and could not imagine losing me. Hearing that confirmed everything I had suspected. My biggest mistake had never been working hard. It had been allowing my contributions to remain invisible. Over the following months, I built a department that identified talented employees before they were overlooked. We reduced overtime, improved productivity, strengthened client relationships, and created opportunities for people who had spent years working quietly without recognition. Even my relationship with my former manager became respectful because she finally understood the importance of developing people instead of holding them back. Months later, I received another promotion after the board unanimously recognized the impact of my leadership. As I left work on time to spend another evening with my daughter, I realized the greatest victory was never the new office, the bigger paycheck, or the impressive title. The real victory was proving that quiet excellence deserves recognition and making sure the next hardworking employee would never have to become invisible before being seen.